Francis Ngannou's agent Markel Martin has revealed that they've been in a standoff with the UFC over contract negotiations. Markel Martin says that the UFC haven't reached out to them since June of this year, about 6 months ago. Derek Lewis versus Cyril Gane for the interim belt was announced in June, so that's around the time when the beef started between the UFC and Ngannou's management. Dana White also recently said that he feels that Francis hasn't had the best team representing him.
You know, you don't always come to terms with people, and when you're a fighter, we just had this conversation a minute ago. You got to be careful who you get to represent you, because that's what they do. Just I don't think he's had the best representation.
Now, speaking on the Throwing Down with Renee and Misha podcast, Ngannou's agent Markel Martin says that the dispute with the UFC is not at all about money.
You know, we've had a lot of back and forth with the UFC, but to be honest with you, I haven't heard back from UFC since, I want to say, June.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Pretty much we all know that, you know, UFC, they hold a power position, right? Rightfully so. And when it comes to representation like myself, they're not going to like what we have to say about how Francis's future looks like and what that is valued at. Because of that, they've decided not to reach out. So I'm not sure if they want to negotiate a contract before or whatnot. And let me make this clear. It's not all about money. It is 1,000% not all about money, and they know that. But at the end of the day, UFC has a business model. That's how they run it with all their fighters. They can't put themselves in a situation to establish precedent that negatively reflects them. Say, they know our position. We're open to get a deal done. If they had an offer that made sense for them and for Francis, we're open to entertain it. But so it's an unfortunate, and I hate to say this, but it feels like a standoff. But it's really not. It's just hey, we would love to be with the UFC. We would love to do business with the UFC, but they've chose to go about the way that they've gone in a way that we don't feel is right. But we could do that.
Moving on, Aljamain Sterling says he believes he will be fighting Petr Yan at UFC 272 in March next year. Speaking on his Weekly Scraps podcast, Aljamain says he cannot wait to shut these clowns up and prove that he's the real champion.
I mean, technically, Sandhagen and I, with both higher credible wins, should have been fighting for the vacant title anyway.
Yeah,
and they gave it to the popularity contest.
I thought that was
Yan and Aldo.
Yeah.
So technically, we should have been fighting for the belt, and I should have technically been the champion. And even the fans, before they turned their back, the fake ones, even the fans were saying that was the real title fight. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, I'm the fake champ. I'm like, I don't get it. I should have been the champion to begin with.
Exactly.
And I had a rough night against a tough dude.
Yeah.
We're going to run it back. So that's all that matters. I'm hoping that it's going to be in that March card. We'll see what happens. I know Sean said February, March, April, and I'm just April is just so far. March would be ideal. I'm already gearing up, man. So I'm just excited to get back out there and compete. It's going to be a good one, and the fans are going to get their money's worth, and that's all that matters to me, man.
For real. I can't wait.
I want to make money, and I want to just shut these clowns up.
Stephen Thompson lost recently to Belal Muhammad in dominant fashion, losing all 3 rounds. Speaking on his What's Up Everybody podcast, Stephen Thompson says he felt something was wrong with him while warming up backstage before the fight.
Well, I guess if you guys know, I lost my fight, got manhandled for 3 rounds. Yeah, man, it was sucky experience, to be honest with you. I don't know why this happens, but when, I had a great camp, was in shape, felt strong, and then things start to kind of get a little weird whenever you're getting ready to go out, you're in the back kind of warming up, and your legs start to feel tingly. That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
It's not a good sign. My weight cut was great, actually. I got down on weight super fast, way easier than my last one. But I, maybe had something to do with my rehydration. I'm not sure. But I felt exhausted, felt super tired. Right out of the first round, I was tired. But why? Why does that have to happen for this fight? Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to go out there. Everybody's expecting me to go out there and just put a whooping on this guy. And then he ends up throwing me around for 3 rounds. Hopefully something better will come out of it,
Michael Chandler has made his pick for Fighter of the Year. Speaking on the Fighter and the Writer podcast, Chandler says Charles Oliveira deserves the award after claiming gold this year and defending it against the best lightweight in the world, Dustin Poirier.
And what Charles Oliveira has been able to do, and he's been in the UFC for so long, and now to finally capture gold and then now defend his gold against, I think, the guy that everybody knew was the number one contender in the world, if not the best lightweight in the world, in Dustin Poirier. So, man, it's been a great year for him. I know, like you said, you're doing Fighter of the Year. I think that would probably be my pick for Fighter of the Year, watching what Charles Oliveira has done this year, claiming gold and then defending it against one of the best to ever do it at lightweight, one of the greatest lightweights of all time, will inevitably be a UFC Hall of Famer, Dustin Poirier. So, man, hats off to him. I think he would be my pick for Fighter of the Year. So we'll see how it plays out.